What's good, Tiger Nation? Y'all know who it is. This your main man, Ken Clark, KC-1400 Media. And guess where we at, man? We at the Vet. Y'all know what it is, the historic Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. And we're here today to talk about season tickets. Road to 10,000 season tickets. We can do it. We got the best fans in the nation. We have led in attendance for FCS for the past 6 seasons. So over 30,000 fans every home game. Why can't we get the 10,000 season tickets? All we got to do is go to www.gojsutigers.com/tickets. Also get your parking pass. Get whatever you need because we got 5 home games this season. We open up September the 7th versus Lane College, and we need you to be in the building, man. 10,000 season tickets, Jackson State University. D.I. Love, go Tigers, baby.
Great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million, September to August. Let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
What's up, Tiger Nation? What's going on, everybody? What up, Nook? What it do, big dog?
What up, Ken? What up, Tiger Nation? Everybody doing tonight?
Hey, man, we doing good, man. Good to see you, brother. Been a minute. I know you've been working.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You gotta
preseason work.
Gotta pay the bills, baby.
Yeah, gotta get them bills paid, man. Zoe will be on here in a little bit. How everybody doing, man? Hope everybody doing good. What's up, AJ? What's up, Israel? What's up? Man, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, share button, subscribe button, all that good stuff, man. As you get ready to come in, got a great show for you guys tonight. Good to see you back on the screen, bro. It is, man. Good to have you back.
Man, in the words of TD, man, it's always good to be seen, right?
Hey, y'all know TD on vacation right now. He'll be out. He's like, dang, man, why you have to go ahead and put that in there like that, man? Why we have to have Jimmy Smith on while he's on vacation? I said, hey, bro, you know, the show must go on, man. What's going on, sis? How you doing? Hopefully everybody had a good Wednesday. And the show must go on, man. We got a great guest today. We got Jimmy Smith, man, in the house, bro. The legendary Jimmy Smith, former Jacksonville Jaguars, legendary wide receiver, all-time leading receiver for Jacksonville Jaguars, 2016 Pride of Jaguars Ring of Honor inductee. Goes down as the leading receiver all times for that franchise, and a recent 2023 Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame inductee, man. So we're ecstatic to have him on. Appreciate him for accepting the invite, and we're looking to have him on, just talk some football, man. As we get ready for football season, we're gearing up, and we're looking to get those legends in here, man, as many as we can to talk Jack State footballs. And there's your family in Houston who's still without power. Yeah, man. Hopefully everybody over there. I know Nook, you was affected by the hurricane as well, man. So glad to see you back up and rolling. The fact that you on the screen tells me that you back up.
You got a little wet, man. That's all. Got a little drenched. Then well, too much more than I like. But
yeah,
a little internet outage. But ain't nothing. You know, you make do with it, and I ain't never had happened before. So I got my life. That's the more important thing to me.
There you go, brother. As always, man. It's always good. Glad everything was good. What's up, bro? What's going on, Doc?
What's happening, man? Country Key Sweat. What it do, baby?
What's happening, man?
What's up, D.I. Love family? My boy on the screen now.
Yeah,
man.
Hold
on. Bear down.
Yeah, man. But as we said, we got special guest today, Jimmy Smith, man. We're happy to have him on. He'll be joining us in a few minutes. We'll get a couple of preliminaries out of the way. As you all do know, we got an event coming up next month, man, August 10th, Hazelhurst. Hey, listen, shout out to all those Hazelhurst alums. Shout out to JSU alum, Tim Stewart, D. Corey C., Derek Cubitt. The list goes on and on and on. We're excited about this. Got a call today. Pretty amped up about this event. We'll start dropping it tomorrow. Had to get Hazelhurst was misspelled, so that's why I didn't drop it. We need to correct the edit and everything, make sure everything was good to go. But we're gonna have to play it. Our NIL and brand ambassadors will be in the house, and then also, you never know, we may have some more players in there. Everybody's invited to come out, talk to the owner, my good brother Pierre Smooth Willie Hobson. He owns Smooth Lounge and Grill, formerly known as Club O'Hara. So come on over there on August the 10th, Saturday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. We will be live. We're gonna have merch. We're gonna have all kind of stuff happening, and but we got some things happening, man. We looking forward to it. But look, we got a special guest tonight, man. We're happy to have Brother Jimmy Smith, one of the greatest wide receivers to ever play at Jackson State. But before we even get started with that, man, in case y'all might have forgot, if y'all been under a rock or don't know Jackson State history, we got a little something for y'all before we bring Brother Smith up. Be right back.
You ain't really getting no old money or a lot of new money for that matter, but hey, here's the thing. It really doesn't matter how many times you're gonna get kicked down or discouraged or led to believe that I'm the right path. My friends, my drive, we good. We are good.
Without further ado, there he is. What's up, Doc? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on.
Hey, man, we're ecstatic to have you on, man. It's a pleasure for you to join us, man. We've been trying to make this happen for a good little minute now.
Right.
But glad we was able to get you on, man. How's everything been with you?
Everything's been fine. I've been lately. I've been here in Mississippi, in Clinton, Mississippi. I got a 200-acre ranch, so I just got into the cattle business, and I didn't know how hard it was, but man, it's some work. So that's like my second career now. I'm running cattle.
Man, you know what? That's actually a great second career, man. It's a lot of I'll just say it's a lot of opportunity there. You know, for us good old country folk that we play in the city. I'm born and raised, but we like to go in the woods, man, and really do the country thing. That's awesome, man. Congratulations to you. 200 acres, that's a lot, man. I can only imagine that's a lot of cattle that you're working with. So
well, it's only 14 head right now, but they're high genetics. I hooked up with a guy out of Kansas City, and I got pretty much the highest genetics in the state. So I'm pretty excited about it. And that 200 acres that I bought, that was the first thing I bought with my signing bonus when I signed with the Dallas Cowboys. I was, when I got that signing bonus, it wasn't nothing but $500,000. I bought my mom a car, I bought my dad a truck, and then I asked my mom, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with the rest of it, Mom? What am I going to, because I knew I was going to spend it. She was like, "Son, I want to buy you some land," and that was probably the best advice that I've ever gotten from her. And
absolutely,
here, 30 years later, man, I'm that's probably my best investment.
Well, man, congratulations to you. That is. I mean, mamas always know best. Mama. It was Mama that was behind MJ signing with Nike. A lot of people didn't know that until we watched the documentary. So shout out to all the moms out there, man, putting it in. And good deal. Like Juan say, smart investment.
Yes.
But good deal, man. I'll let the crew jump in and we'll get started. We won't keep you too long, but of course it's almost football season. So you're one of the best to ever come through Jackson State. So we figured it'd be a great time. I want to shout out Brother Kevin Dent for helping us connect that. I know he just entered the Black College Football Hall of Fame. And Jimmy, I'm going to be honest with you. One of the things that we are tasking and trying to do is just reinvigorate the culture that we know and we grew up off of, that we knew, the legends that have come through, 1400 J.R. Lynch, man, and getting them back. It's a new generation that probably don't know all the greatness that done came through there. And we're trying to reconnect the dots on that. And we're happy to have you on, brother. Zoe?
Man, look, I'm glad you're on, man. Look, I'm smiling like a chess cat right now because man, this is like another thing that attached me to my childhood, man. I told you earlier, man, like I forget Jackson State. I remember when you played at Callaway, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Playing with CB7, going to games as a youngin'.
Yeah.
But even when you got to Jackson State, man, and I'm not gonna be long-winded because I know we'll get into all that, man. But just know, man, I'm a natural fan of your career, probably because, again, it started before Jackson State. But, I'm really going to touch on, what you did at Jackson State. And I remember I talk about this game all the time. Southern came and broke our homecoming streak, our consecutive win streaks on homecoming. We lost that game. And the next year, what you do before the halftime?
Oh, before halftime, was that down in Southern?
Yeah, what you do before the half?
That game, it was probably about 13, 14 NFL scouts there. That was my junior year, and everybody wanted to come and see Tim Barnett. He was a receiver. He was a senior. They wanted to see Tim Barnett, and they wanted to see Tim Barnett go against Aeneas Williams, who was also an NFL Hall of Famer out of Southern.
Right.
And come to find out, I found myself matched up against Aeneas Williams that night, surprising to me. And our game plan was superb. Sean Gray was on fire. Our offensive line was blocking. And, I mean, at halftime, I had four catches for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns.
What was the score at the half, Jimmy?
Oh, man, I can't even remember the score at the half.
I do. It was 42-0. I know.
Oh, my goodness. But we were so hot, our fans was there rocking. Our fans was I mean, we went down there, man, and showed Southern out so bad, man. They started shooting at the end of the game. I'm on the ground. So we went down there and took care of Southern Jaguars that year.
But yeah, I was going to get into that, but and then to go from there, because I really want to touch on some things in your pro career that I honestly think gets misplaced with your numbers and your stats. But we'll get into that later, man. But okay. I'm happy as hell to have you on.
Thank you.
And we got Brother Nook that joined us, our train engineer. He been working, man. Anytime you see Nook on the screen, man, it's gonna be a good show, man.
Oh man, you make me feel.
You're a Bears fan though, so you gotta watch out for him and Zoe. They both Bears.
Right.
Bad out, baby. Yeah, man. First of all, honor to get to talk to you and meet you, not face to face, but like I said, I had this conversation with you. Man, I was a big fan, but I was a late bloomer. I'm a little young. I'm a little puppy compared to these big dogs right here. So I caught you in them Jacksonville Jaguars days, man. I never knew you actually was drafted by the Cowboys. I always thought.
A lot of people don't know that.
It was you played for the Jaguars your entire career.
Yes.
So that was dope to find out. I actually found that out. Actually about last year before last, I found that out.
Yeah, I was drafted in the second round by the Cowboys. Second round in the Cowboys that year. And, the first 2 years in 92 and 93, we were fortunate enough to go to the Super Bowl. I didn't play. Well, I played, but I didn't play. I was on the bench behind Michael Irvin. And anytime, you're at the receiver spots placed behind Michael Irvin, you're not going to see the field. I remember Jimmy Johnson coming to tell me one day when I thought I had got the playbook down and I was running routes to perfection and just as good as Mike. I remember Jimmy Johnson coming to me and pulling me aside in the locker room and telling me, he said, "Look, your competition is not Michael Irvin. Your competition is the rest of these rookies and the rest of these receivers on the practice squad." And why he told me that, it was to humble me some, because I was getting beside myself. When I knew that I was running routes just as good or better than Mike, I thought I should be playing, and he did that to humble me. But I was fortunately able to get 2 Super Bowl rings out of the Cowboys the 2.5 years I was there.
Oh man, so that's amazing, man. You got the bling. That's what I say. At 2 of them.
Yeah, I spent the Super Bowl money, but I got the bling. I spent the Super Bowl money quick. I bought a Lexus and a Range Rover.
I didn't call you Jay Spoon. I'm about to call you Big Spender.
Yeah. I spent that Super Bowl money quick. I wish I had it.
Hey, we got a lot. We got a lot. We gonna definitely. Oh, look at this. This is Austin. So I don't know if you met him, but Austin is our media guy over at the university. Man, we got to connect the dots. Man, you should be over there on the JSU media. He got some work to do. He said, "I got so many questions for Jimmy." Austin, if you want, man, you can come up. We'll open it up at the end, and we'll let you come up and ask some questions. But let's do this, Jimmy, if you don't mind. Let's start early, man. We get to the. Oh yeah, that's right. Coach Beef, our strength coach, was your fullback. He was the fullback with your son, Trey, over in Wyoming.
Yeah. Okay.
Jalen White.
Yeah, Coach Beef. Yeah. I remember him. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Definitely need to see you tomorrow. Put your own work in. But anyway, let's start at the early years. You started playing ball over at Callaway. For those that don't know, let's get into the introduction of football in Callaway, and then kind of what led into your recruitment, getting over to Jackson State, because you played for the legendary W.C. Gordon. And we want to talk about your time at Jackson State and your thoughts on Coach Gordon and the style of play, and your time at Jackson State as it led to you getting drafted. So let's start with high school, and then kind of speak to us about your recruitment and what led to you making your decision to go to Jackson State.
Well, I went to St. Joseph High School. Went to a private high school when I was in my junior high years, and a situation happened at St. Joe, and where all the 9th grade players were supposed to play. All the good players were supposed to play in the last senior game at St. Joe's against Utica, and man, I tell you, it was an ugly experience for me, but rewarding. And the reason I say that is because in that last game, it was 2 black guys. It was me and a guy named Vernon Beeman. We were 2 running backs, and we were pretty good. We were the best on the team. My parents were there. I remember Vernon, his parents were there. In that game, man, they played 2 white boys. I remember one was he was Italian, Jay Angelo, and another guy named Gary Pearson. I believe Gary had played in that game, and none of us black kids played. Now, and I was pissed. And going into the locker room after the game was over, I began to voice my opinion. And back in those days, you didn't really say much; you just kind of kept your mouth shut. But at that point in time, I wasn't having it, and I was yelling over the team, and whether the team could hear me, the varsity team be at that, the varsity head coach and everybody, about how we were done wrong, and in the 9th grade coach promising us that we were going to play in the last senior high school game, and that I was going to transfer. Well, I was leaving St. Joe and I was going to Callaway. Keep in mind, back in 1985, Callaway was ranked number 25 in the nation. I mean, if you played for Callaway back then, you were it. You were it. You didn't even have to really play. If you had that little cut off Callaway shimmy shirt on, if you had one of them, If you had one of them around Jackson, you was the man.
Tell them again, Jimmy. They ain't hear you the first time. Tell them one more time. What you had to wear?
Man, that little cutoff. It was a white cutoff shimmy shirt. It was cut off right above the chest, and it had a big C and it had going across. And if you had one of them shirts, you was the man. You can go. We was wearing them shirts to the mall. I mean, to the skating ring. Fun time skating ring.
We had them in '96 too, baby. We had them in '96.
Yeah, man. If you had one of them shirts, you was the man. And,
I was the man, man.
I wanted one of them shirts so bad. Not only but to go to Callaway because it was the hottest school in the state of Mississippi. Callaway was the hottest school. Everybody wanted to go to Callaway. So I was in Callaway District. So but then all my peers, all my neighborhood friends was going to Callaway also. So I remember going to class Monday, and they called me in at St. Joe. And here I am, a ninth grader, and I got, the head coach, the junior varsity coach, the principal, the vice principal, probably about 9 or 10 administrators. And I'm thinking I'm in trouble. I'm about to get suspended or something. Like, what did I do? So I sit down, and they said, we hear that we heard you Friday night. You voiced your opinion that you were going to go to Callaway, and we want to know the reason. I told them the reason. Ninth grade coach said the best players going to play and let the white players play and didn't let us play. And that was the first time I really stood up for myself as a young black man. And I was sitting there, and I was shaking, but I was able to get it out. I was so nervous and shaking, but I was able to get it out. And I was pretty proud of myself to this day that I was able to stand up for myself. And I remember, before that meeting was over, they were saying, well, if you do transfer to Callaway, we're going to make sure that we report you and you're going to be ineligible. Well, you know what? I didn't even care. I just wanted to get away from St. Joe. And what they didn't know is no 10th graders played anyway for Callaway because Callaway was loaded. So I went on to Callaway, and I was happy just to be on that team and finally get that white shimmer shirt, man. And that was my prized possession, having that white cutoff shimmer shirt that they read Callaway football on the front. And fast forward to my junior year, at Callaway, I broke into the starting lineup. I was a starting receiver. So I moved from running back from St. Joe to wide receiver at Callaway because, Callaway had some big dogs, had some D1 players all across the board. So I figured, plus we had Malcolm Allen there, and Malcolm Allen was legendary. We used to call him Buckethead. He was legendary back at Callaway. Buckethead. And so I was able to get a starting position my junior year. I played pretty well my junior year. Coming into my senior year, I duplicated what I did my junior year. Nothing outstanding, but I played pretty solid to where I was ranked as an All-American. I made all Metro. I was a top 40 recruit, a dandy dozen, all down the list. I had all the accolades. And so I started getting letters from Ole Miss, mainly Mississippi State, USM, all the SWAT schools, Valley, Alcorn, Jackson State. But in my heart, by my father going to Jackson State, my mother going to Jackson State, I already knew where I was going. And that was to Jackson State. And, that year, 1987, we had a lot of top recruits around the metro area. And probably one of our biggest recruiting years at Jackson State in 1987. So that's pretty much of how I got to Jackson State. Coach Gordon, the late W.C. Gordon, came to my house, and there were news cameras there, and I signed my scholarship to go to Jackson State.
So come on in there. I know he's been chomping at the bit.
When you actually, you left Callaway and you ended up signing to Jackson State. Also, let the folks know too. Your dad, Jimmy Smith Sr.
Yes,
playing NFL as well.
Yes, my dad played in 68. In 1968, Jackson State had a record number of athletes drafted. Had 11 guys to be drafted into the NFL.
That's right.
NFL draft in 1968. A lot of people don't know that, but we've yet to reach that record ever. since my dad played. And my dad went into the 16th, 17th round to the Cincinnati Bengals, where he played middle linebacker for 2 years.
And so I was going to ask, when you transition over to Jackson State, what was, we know that they were winning at a high level then under Coach Gordon, but when you, being a highly successful high school player in Metro Jackson, what was the vibe like? Like you stated Callaway was loaded when you got there. Yeah. What was that vibe like for you going to Jackson State under Coach Gordon? What was the vibe and energy like around Jackson State, knowing they were winning the way that they were winning, and you were a highly ranked recruit going into Jackson State, which is still a Division I AA team at the time? Yeah,
it was big time. It was big time, especially for HBCU at the time, for me to be a high recruit. Not only me, though. It wasn't just me. We had Harold Heath right down in Canton. Yeah. He was a top recruit. We had Earl Eastman, who's no longer with us. He was a running back out of Hattiesburg. I mean, we was loaded that year, loaded. And I think it was big because I'm a hometown guy from Jackson. I went to Jackson Callaway, and I stayed right here at home, 10 minutes away, and went to Jackson State, which is at the time, still a powerhouse and leading the nation in attendance. And there's no better place that I would want to be, especially with my father playing there and my mother going to school there.
Outstanding. Nope. Want to jump in there?
Yeah.
See, I could have easily went to Ole Miss or Mississippi State.
Yeah. Why bother? Why bother, right?
No, for what? For what? I wanted to stay home. I mean, all my fans and everybody from my hometown. I wanted to stay right here in the capital city where, people were watching me at Callaway can just drive right over and watch me at Jackson State. And I wanted to play. Man, I've always, even when I was a kid, I've always wanted to play in front of the Sonny Boom.
Oh man,
they're awesome. Glad you kind of actually went there about that Ole Miss kind of point. Kind of bringing my kind of question. And it's with being a former player and one of the more successful guys to make it to the next level from the HBCU ranks. Mm-hmm. What you think like today in today's game is like the biggest roadblock or obstacle that's depriving our HBCU athletes of the same opportunities that are being given to PWI athletes? And do you feel there's some type of solution that can happen where our guys get those same opportunities?
Well, I would have to give Coach Prime credit for bringing like a blueprint of how things are run in the universal world of football, from the pros to college. There's a type of blueprint. There's a schedule, when you got your meetings at age and you got your walkthroughs and you got your next meeting, you break it down from offensive defense, and then you go to your positioning. See, before then, we didn't have that. We didn't have that blueprint. So that's one thing I have to commend Coach Prime for bringing back to Jackson State, first of all, because I know no other SWAC schools had that. They probably do now after Coach Prime has come and gone. But to answer your question, I think the main thing is development. We are recruiting. Well, I mean, I think since Coach Prime, we've continued to recruit just as good as any year that we've been at Jackson State. Right. We're even using the transfer portal. So athletes are there. One thing that we've struggled with in the past was facilities. Now, we didn't use it as an excuse when I was at Jackson State with W.C. Gordon. We just had straight dogs, and we were developed. We had great coaching. We had a great coaching staff. Coach Gordon, he put together an outstanding coaching staff, which developed the athletes, which trained the athletes. Train us to be pros, train us to be men off the field. And that has been the difference in today's standards.
Good stuff.
Outstanding, man. This is a treat, Jimmy. I don't want to jump too far ahead. I think and from our previous question, we kind of built on it. Let's get into your campus life, your college life. You decide to stay in Jackson. You go to Jackson State. Let's talk about the Jackson State University experience, and like, let's talk about your trajectory. How did you start off when you first got in the program, and what led to you the elevation of you getting to a place where you got developed into an actual second-round draft pick that went on to have a Hall of Fame career? I tagged the NFL, by the way.
Thank you.
I think it's
we need more of that.
It's a travesty that, listen, go JSU.
Yes.
Please, please, please. We should have a campaign start. I ain't trying to get on my rant, Jimmy, but I'm just telling you. You and
you need to.
Coach Hal Jackson should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. I know you mentioned Michael Irvin, but you got more yards than him. All right, let me stop. All right, go ahead and talk about that.
Touchdowns.
And touchdowns.
So I want to say this. When I look at guys who are getting in the Hall of Fame, you see a lot of guys from University of Florida, Miami, USC. Well, their alumni follow them and support them so much, even though they may have alumni that may be even voting as Hall of Fame voters, but that's no excuse. What we've lacked, Harold Jackson, myself, any other, even look at Steve McNair, that's not long with us, but he's up for the Hall of Fame. If we can get our alumni to just put in, comment, hashtag Hall of Fame, get our votes, to create a stir for us HBCU players to get those Hall of Fame nods. I think that would be big, because where we lose the advantage, you got players, like I said, from the big D1 schools. If you went to Michigan, I mean, you know how many people go to Michigan.
Right.
That's a lot of people that are supporting you and pulling for you and tagging you, and so that goes a long way, because what I found as far as the NFL Hall of Fame is political, and may have Harold Jackson has had the stats forever. Forever. I mean, he should have been in there a long time ago.
That's right.
Well, now, the game has changed 2 or 3 times, and the way we play the game, he's kind of forgotten about. You see what Drew Pearson did. Drew Pearson had to cry to get on there.
Oh, dear.
And we don't want that for Harold Jack, but it is what it is. We just got to have the support from my alumni, and I feel confident that my alumni at Jackson State gonna pull through, because we got the best alumni in the world.
Right, that's right. But let's talk about your playing days at Jackson State. So let's talk about your trajectory. How did it start off for you? For those of us who don't know, they may know about Jimmy Smith as a senior who was scoring touchdowns and having a stellar career. But let's talk about when you first got there. How did it go for you, and what walk us through kind of the process of how we got from freshman, from Jackson Callaway to Jackson State to NFL.
Well, it definitely was a transition coming from high school to college. I tell you, staying at home helped a lot. Helped my transition from high school to college, and just being 10 minutes away from home helped that transition. We had a bunch of great guys. All the leaders that we had, coming into Jackson State and being a part of the SWAC was, it's a rite of passage, to be like, when I see players like Ashley Ambrose, or when Steve McNair was alive, we used to always see each other on the NFL playing field. We call it, "What's up, SWAC?" He would say, "What's up, SWAC?" We would call each other SWAC. So, it's kind of like a rite of passage. My introductory into Jackson State, I was one of maybe the last 2 or 3 to get red-shirted, even though all the rookies got red-shirted my freshman year, which I'm thankful to Coach Gordon for doing that, which bought all of us an extra year, which we needed for development. Coming into my redshirt freshman year, I was able to get on the field. And, I just had a lot of great talent around me. I had Sean Gregory at quarterback. He had a rifle arm. Yep. Should have been in the pros. He got a shot with the Jets, but he should have played in the pros. He was good enough to play in the pros. Obviously, Tim Barnett on the other side of me. Ron Lewis was a guy that I looked up to. And just a lot of other defensive guys. Even Kevin Dent, was a guy that we all looked up to, and he was a real good leader to have on your ball club. Even though he played on the defensive side of the ball, but he was a guy that a lot of us looked up to. Lloyd Connors. Just a plethora of guys at Jackson State that it wasn't easy, but once we got that initiation, we used to get initiated, y'all. I don't know if y'all knew that, but we used to get our butts kicked in that locker room. But like I had my big brother, Big Charles Jackson. He used to look out for me a lot my freshman year. I think he was dating one of my homegirls. So, one thing at Callaway, we had a lot of pretty girls. So a lot of the guys.
Now, let me say this. I went to Merle for 2 years.
Oh, well, Merle won shortstopper now.
But
Merle won shortstop.
But we all know this. This is undeniable and undebatable. Well, Callaway had them things. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that alone. But Callaway, there wasn't nobody in the city touching Callaway when it came.
Yeah, Merle was a close
high yellow ones too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
in saying that, a lot of the guys on Jackson State team were after a lot of my homegirls, Lewis Tillman, Big Jack, Big Charlie, a lot of those guys. I'm not going to repeat any names, but having those cute little girls that I went to high school with really helped me get around being initiated a lot of times. So I had a lot of big brothers protecting me because I can put in a good word to my homegirls. So thanks to all my homegirls at Callaway. I mean, that's a true story, though, bro. True story.
So.
But getting back to the story, I would have to say, all my years at Callaway, I developed, and one coach I left out, and that's Coach Cardell Jones, who went on to become the head coach at Alcorn.
Yep.
He was probably one of the most influential coaches that I had at Jackson State because he stayed on us. He had us do drills that we didn't quite understand at a young age. And then later on, we began to understand why he had us do those drills. And that was to get us to the next level.
So then, you transition, man. And I always bring that Southern game up because, it was a very critical game, knowing, man, you had like 3 touchdowns. I think one was like 70. I think you had 2 of almost like 70 yards and then like a 30-some yard touchdown. But, man, you got drafted in the second round, knowing that, like, if you go into your senior season, because I always highlight this, we threw the ball, we ran the ball, but we still threw it enough to where I think you caught like what, 50 balls your senior year?
It was 43 my senior year, 42 my junior year, and 43 my senior year. And the reason I remember that because the scouts, I wanted to come out my junior year. Because I didn't think I was going to have a quarterback. Sean Gregory was a senior my junior year, and Tim Barnett. Both of them were leaving to go to the NFL. I didn't want to be left behind, so I considered coming out my junior year.
Who was the quarterback this senior year?
Ricky Jordan, out of Florida. Ricky Jordan was highly sought after. Yeah, him and Ernest Pate, and they had a real good connection coming in. So. And to believe it or not, that really helped me make my decision to stay, knowing that I had a solid quarterback coming at Jackson State. Also, Benny Tillman was a guy who was coming in, who was a baseball player who had a real good arm. He didn't get a chance to play. I didn't get a chance to play with him. But I admired his talents as far as being a quarterback.
Nook, you got anything?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because transition that senior year, because I always talk about the production because people act like because you're at like FCS or a 1AA school, the whole stigma is you gotta do what Steve McNair did. You gotta have these video game numbers, and that's not true.
Not true at all.
Because when you go back to again, they came to see Tim Barnett and they came to see Aeneas Williams, but it was you.
They saw me. Yeah.
It was you. Cooking Aeneas Williams. Yeah. I remember, we barbecue chicken, cooked them. And then you went from there to, again, put up 50 balls in your senior year, and you get drafted in the second round.
Yes.
So, you know,
Yes.
I always want to be there because, again, that's a stigma that I hate because we tend to devalue, you know, HBCUs or the FCS level to act like you can only get a legitimate shot or you got to catch 100 balls. You got to no. You got to have the measurables. You got to be a damn good route runner, which you were.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you got to have production. But then again, yeah, you do need to play against some good competition. But to your point, at the time when you played in the 80s, the SWAC was loaded with talent across the board. You faced Ashley Ambrose in college.
Yes.
You faced Aeneas Williams in college.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Ambrose, for people who watch it don't know, who went to Mississippi Valley State and was a dog with the Saints.
Yes. Yes. He was Ashley our senior year we played on a Sunday. And I remember this so well because Mississippi Mass Choir was blowing that day. It was blowing that day. And Ashley Ambrose held me to one catch, and he got a pick on me. And I was thinking that was going to hurt my draft status, but it didn't. They wanted to see the level of competition. That's what they wanted to see. They wanted to see NFL prospect go against NFL prospect, kind of like with Aeneas Williams and Tim. You know, they knew that these guys had all the speed, the size, the football IQ is what they had also, the ability to learn and make that transition from college to pro. See, a lot of guys can't make the transition from college to pro. So that goes a long way when it comes to the NFL. Like putting up the numbers is one thing, but they want to see consistency. And my biggest thing, I knew that I wasn't going to have these gaudy numbers coming out of Jackson State, mainly because of my quarterback situation. Not to throw in this shade on Ricky Jordan, but he was a young guy. I knew that we were struggling in the passing game. All I wanted to do, and all the NFL scouts wanted to see, was a level of consistency, to where I went from 42 catches to only 43 catches my senior year.
Right,
8 touchdowns each year. Had 800 yards each year. So it was a level of consistency going against top competition.
Cool deal. Wow. Yeah, man. You mentioned going against some pretty good DBs back then, man.
Yes.
What was that point, I guess, I want to say, is when you just knew was it going against those guys that game against Aeneas Williams when you put up that big game? And
I would say maybe the year before, maybe my sophomore year, when we played Alcorn, and we beat Alcorn in Memorial Stadium. I think that was I want to say that was 89. That was my sophomore year. And I don't know what happened, but Coach Gordon had pulled Ron Lewis out of the lineup. No, I think Ron had hurt his ankle. Ron was hurt, and he couldn't finish the game. And I was forced to go into the game. And they had a corner that was an NFL prospect named I want to say his name was Gary Lewis, not Isaac Hope from Alcorn. I think it was some Lewis. He was number 20, and he's in that highlight tape. A lot of those curl routes that I was catching was against him. Yeah, and then that highlight, most of those curl routes I was catching was against him. So here I am, a sophomore, and I know that the NFL scouts are watching this guy because he's a senior and he's an NFL prospect. And when I got my opportunity to match up against him, I say, well, this is it. Let me see what this guy got, or let this guy see what I got. And I was able to make a couple of key third down catches on the guy to keep our drives alive, which enabled us to win the game in the end. So that goes back to your question. Once you get that opportunity to go against some of these NFL prospects, you better take advantage of it.
Right. Did you did you get invited to the draft, or everything was just strictly off gameplay in college or combine? I mean, to the combine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got invited to the combine, and that's to answer your question. That's when I knew my sophomore year that I could. I mean, I was always determined to make it to the NFL. When I was a little boy, I used to throw the football up and jump on the bed and sing the Monday Night Football when Howard Cosell come on and jump on the bell, dun 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 dun, and catch the ball. When I was a little boy, so I was always determined. Even through Callaway, you know, I didn't date a lot of girls and anything like that or mess around because I was so caught up into mastering my craft and trying to be the best football player I could be because I was determined to get to the NFL. Wasn't none gonna stop me but death getting to the NFL. So, you know, that Alcorn game going against Lewis, NFL prospect, was my moment. It wasn't a big moment, but it was just a small smither of a moment that I knew that I'm going to the NFL. And it was just a matter of me working hard and continuing our level of consistency throughout those next few years. What was your question again? You had a question.
Let me
no, go ahead. Yeah, you pretty much answered.
Let me throw this in here. Let me ask you. So, Jimmy, with your dad having going to the NFL and you kind of growing up under his tutelage, did seeing him go pro and kind of being around that professional football environment, what did that do for that? I know you just spoke of your drive and determination, because usually when you talk to pros at the highest level of the sport in the league that they play in, there's this, it's kind of like, it's almost like an idiot savant. You know, you're locked in. It's almost like you're obsessed with the process. Talk about what you're seeing your father go to the NFL and how that may have motivated you from that for your drive to get to that next level as well.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, I never did get a chance to see my father play. And,
oh, wow. Okay.
You know, because he played for 2 years. I was only 2 years old, and when his playing days were over, here I am, a 2-year-old baby, and they're moving back to Mississippi. But it was always in my family. You know, my mom was, and my dad really didn't push me to play football. You know, my daddy also got drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates at the same time. So my dad was a multi-sport athlete. So my daddy really pushed me to go into baseball first before football. Mom didn't even want me to play football. She wanted me to be a straight A student. So I rebelled against that a lot. I found myself growing up, you know, if I didn't make straight A's, I wasn't finna play no football. And that was even before the 2.0, even JPA came out, or 2.5. But, you know, I had a hard time, me and my father. I was the last one on my block to even play football. All the kids on my block were playing football way before me, 4th, 5th grade. I didn't play until I got to Holy Family Catholic School over there on Forest Avenue until I was in the 6th grade. Wow. And so I was a late bloomer. But when I got that football in my hands, it was a different story. And my mom became a believer. But she was always strict on education. She's an educator herself, been for many years. One of the first Black teachers to teach at St. Joseph Catholic High School. So she's a monster in that industry. So I always rebelled, and there was a tug of war between me and my mom, and you know, my dad really didn't push me into football. Not one time I can remember my dad ever pushing me into football. Now, if there was a game during the course of that where I may not have done so well, or I may have gotten D'd up, I know I'm gonna have to hear from my dad when I get in the car. And, you know, he's gonna say, "Son, you couldn't do nothing against them today, huh?" I would have to hear that from him. So that was motivation to me right there. But my dad ridiculed me after a bad game, if I had a bad game. But other than that, he really didn't push me to play anything. You know, it was just I was born in it. I was born with it. I was born with it in me.
Love it. Nope.
I just want to highlight something before I ask questions, because I really want to highlight this to everybody watching. While you were at Jackson State, you just said something very poignant. You had the belief when you got to Jackson State that the only thing on your mind, because you said the only thing that was going to stop you from getting to the NFL was death itself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So literally, when you got to Jackson State, the only thing that you had on your mind was getting to the NFL, but you never had any doubt while you were at Jackson State that you were going to be restricted in any shape, form, or fashion, and that you knew you had a direct pathway from Jackson State to the NFL?
Yeah. I mean, from day one, from me walking on that campus, obviously, I had to make the transition from high school to college, but what was in the back of my mind is I'm going to the NFL. I don't know about y'all, but I'm here to go to the NFL.
The reason why I wanted to highlight that is because, again, when you think even in today's lexicon of sports, we think of, okay, the only pathway I have to the NFL is through the Power 5, or I got to be at an FBS program. And we can talk about FCS schools or Division I AA schools, but as I'm talking in the year of our Lord 2024, Jackson State is the only FCS program to have multiple first-round draft picks. We own the most draft picks in a single draft.
Yeah.
We're top 5 for the most players ever drafted.
Yeah.
And counting. We've had multiple first-round draft picks on 2 separate occasions. The only FCS program to do so. And then we have the eyeballs watching us.
And the most NFL Hall of Famers already in the NFL.
And counting, because we're going to get you and Harold Jackson in there.
Well, I hope so. That'd be nice.
So the thing is, I always want to highlight that because, again, we hear the noise, but it's just it's white noise at this point, right? It needs to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because we hear, you have to do this and you can't get there through this. And, I have to go to Jack State, but, let me leave and transfer to, to some random MAC school or some bell school. Because I got to get to the NFL that way. No.
It's you go where your opportunity is. And my opportunity was best suited for Jackson State. The NFL is going to come and find you. I don't care where you are. You can be at a Division III school, and it has happened.
Yep.
If you're good enough to play in the NFL, they're going to come find you. I don't care what school you at.
The only thing I'll say about the opportunity, though, I think a lot of players in this day and time, the word opportunity, I think some people view opportunity as something that's given to you, as opposed to you do know that you can create opportunity as well.
It has to be created because my opportunity was not given to me. When I got to Jackson State, I was behind 4 or 5 receivers. I went in there and took it. You got to go take it. When I got to the NFL, I'm behind Michael Irvin. They ain't give me nothing. The head coach came and told me that my competition won Michael Irvin and that he wasn't going to give me the job. So I was going to have to go somewhere else and make it happen, or sit there and master my craft and be just as good or better than Michael Irvin.
So let's jump into that. So your first 2 years, you're Dallas. 7 games your first season, and second season, I think you nursed the injury, so you didn't play at all that second year. Next thing you know, you find yourself this expansion team. I remember that too, when they expanded the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Correct.
You get sent over to Jacksonville. Let's fast forward and talk about your 2 years in the NFL, and now you're getting ready to navigate this space. I think there was one point in time in your career where, it was some doubt, folks. We didn't know if you played. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that first.
Well, after the big Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson fight, I guess I should say, and everybody remembers when they had their falling out, with Jimmy Johnson stepping down as head coach. They brought in Barry Switzer from Oklahoma. And again, Barry Switzer inherited a Super Bowl championship team. And that offseason, me coming up to injuries, not quite healed yet, not quite developed and ready to go. But I remember my salary was about $450,000. Back then, that was extremely high for a player who hadn't played yet. But the system, according to where I was drafted, allowed me to make that amount of money. You see it every day with contracts being signed as they are now. Jerry Jones called me in and he said, we want to offer you a pay cut down to minimum from $450,000 to $162,000 to stay there and play behind Michael Irvin. So that wasn't going to happen with me. I was wanting to get out, and since it had been so much bad blood with the Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones feud, with the injury that I sustained, the illness with the appendectomy, and the lawsuit that I had to file against Jerry Jones. It was just too much for me to continue on with the Dallas Cowboys, and I wanted new life somewhere else. So I remember Jerry Jones calling me into his office. He said, "We want to offer you a pay cut. If you don't take it by 4:00 this afternoon, we're going to have to waive you." And I just said, "Well, Mr. Jones, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to waive me." I knew that I was good enough to go anywhere else in the NFL and play. It just Dallas Cowboys wasn't. My time was up with the Dallas Cowboys. I got my 2 Super Bowl rings, got my Super Bowl money. I had my fun, but it was time for me to go somewhere and start a new life and play. Barry Switzer came in, and Barry Switzer said, "Jimmy, we hear they call you Silk, but we just hadn't seen it yet." Barry just getting there. He hadn't seen anything yet, so I feel like he just had to throw his 2 cents in on my way out. So I opted to be waived by the Cowboys, and the following day I was picked up by the Philadelphia Eagles. And the good thing about being with the Philadelphia Eagles is that Lester Holmes was a newly first-round draft pick there. So I was able to go up there and reunite with my teammates and be with him in the locker room. And when I got there, I was the last receiver signed in training camp, and I was number 14 on the list. And throughout training camp and before the last cut day, I had moved up from number 14 to number 4, and I knew that most teams keep 5 receivers, so I felt like I was in the door. I felt like I had a job. But one thing with the Philadelphia Eagles, none of the top 5 guys returned punts, and they needed a punt returner, so they signed a punt returner and cut me. So I was out of a job and sitting at home again. So I set out all of 1994 was a year. And then the Jacksonville Jaguars got their team awarded in 95. My agents called me up and said, "Well, we got another workout for you." I had worked out for several other teams, but I never did get, it was one of those things, don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah.
So I never did get a call back from Kansas City, the Jets, the Patriots, several other teams. And that was the doubt that you were talking about. I began to doubt and have doubts. I'm like, maybe I'm not cut out from the NFL. So I remember my mom and dad said, "Well, maybe you should go and try Canada." I was like, "No, ain't no way. I'm not going to no Canada." So then I readjusted and then said, "You know what? As I'm watching guys who were drafted behind me, receivers that were drafted behind me, and I know I'm 2 and 3 times better than they were playing on Sundays." And that right there kept me motivated to where, hey, I'm not going to give up on this thing yet. I'm going to go and make this team. Went down to Jacksonville, and I'll say it wasn't easy to get on that team, but I had to work out down there, and I did pretty good in the workout and ended up signing a 1-year free agent contract with Jacksonville, and pretty much the rest is history.
Well, are you still the all-time leading receiver, right?
Yes, I'm franchise leading receiver.
Yeah.
Franchise leading receiver.
That was gonna be hard to beat. I can tell you that right now.
Don't say it like that. You're the franchise leading receiver in all categories.
All categories.
Yeah.
Let me see. We
I think someone has me in touchdowns. I think Reggie Williams, my protege, one of my students has me by 2 touchdowns. But as far as yards, catches, average yards per catch, et cetera, I'm franchise leading receiver. And I had to do an interview today talking about Thomas, their new first-round draft pick for the Jaguars, and they're hoping and praying that he will be just as good as me. So I had to lie and tell them, well, I hope he break my record, but I really don't.
I can't look it up. I wanted to say this, man, because
I got it right here. Go ahead, whatever you're ready.
I was gonna say, because I wanted to put it in context, because it kind of get lost in the sauce, right? You literally missed 3 full seasons receiving wise to your NFL career. You stated you have guys that while you're not playing, they were drafted after you who are playing, and yet you still. It's almost like I'm gonna give you a whole. We run a whole 1,500 meters. I'm gonna let you run halfway around the track, and then I'm gonna start running, right? And you still surpassed them. You caught them and surpassed them.
Zoe, that's a real good point, my boy. You've done a real good job on your research.
I ain't researched this. I live it.
Imagine what your yards could have been.
Zoe, that's much respect right there because no one ever talks about that. My first 3 years in the league, you know what I'm saying? That's 92, 93, and 94. Everybody had a head start on me. I didn't catch my first pass until 3 years into the NFL.
And I always highlight that because the main thing when it comes to the Hall of Fame, we get to numbers, right? So we always got to put things in context because that's a major context, knowing that I didn't catch a single pass until after 3 years into the damn league. And hold on, and I'm sitting on my couch at one point. And then you just stated I'm sitting on my couch, I'm getting workouts and getting denied. So I'm literally, y'all got a 3-year head start on me, and I catch you and surpass you. Like, man, you got more touchdowns than Michael Irvin. You got more and look, at one point in time, you could I know you know it. I can't say I'm going off memory. If I'm not mistaken, while you were Kenny Marcardell, at some point in time, I think you went 7 or 8 straight seasons with 1,000 yards, right?
I went 7 straight. I went 7 straight receivers with 1,000 yards. And I skipped one because I was suspended for 4 games.
That was 2003.
Yeah, I came back and I had two more straight 1,000 yards. So I'm kicking myself for the trouble that I had got into back then, which caused me to be suspended. Or I would have 10 up there with Jerry Rice and Randy Moss and Mike Evans.
But let me add one thing to that, so we add to the context. I'm glad you clarified the 4 games that was missed in this was 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say in 11 seasons, outside of the 4-game suspension, you missed 1 game. That's that's actually a life-threatening illness that you had to go through. And I love the comment. Like you said, hey man, y'all don't know how serious the illness was. If you knew how serious the illness was, you would have truly understand how remarkable it was.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to play football ever again.
That's absolutely
let alone, being able to. I had what you call an ileostomy, and for those who don't know what an ileostomy is, Google it. I don't even want to tell you about it, but it was a chance that they may not have reversed it, and I would have been stuck with that for the rest of my life. So my football career would have been over. So I was just a fingernail from not even being able to play football again. So God has been good.
But just to add to the stats, though, before you go, 862 receptions, 12,287 receiving yards. One of the things that's remarkable for your career, 14.3 yards per catch.
Yeah, I take good pride in that one.
Yeah,
I know at Jackson State, I think you was 18.8. Yeah. I'm telling you that I know that offenses have changed a lot. When you talk about double digits average per catch, that's pretty phenomenal. Then in 67 touchdowns. So I'm only saying that because I'm actually going to go to Michael Irvin stats and then jump on in here and take it away. I'm going to go.
That's some Ken. That's some good homework you're doing right there, bro. Because most guys who podcasts and interviews I do, they don't have that. They don't have their facts together. They don't have their stuff. But I took great pride in having that average yards per catch high like that. I remember in 1996, I wasn't even starting. Andre Rison was a starter, and before he got cut, I was leading the entire NFL with third down catches to first downs.
So can
That's a stat that the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame guys don't be voting on that neither.
This the part that just bothers me. This is what bothers me, Jimmy, and this is what makes me frustrated for you. Michael Irvin, 750 receptions for his career. Jimmy got 800 plus. Got him in receptions. 11,904 yards. Jimmy got over 12,000, and we just called it out. 65 touchdowns. Jimmy got 67. So how in the hell do you have more receptions, more yards, more touchdowns than Michael Irvin now?
And how many years head start did he have on me? Because he was drafted in
88,
88.
87, played 88. Let me see,
He was drafted in 88.
Drafted in 88.
10, and that's through 12 seasons.
Yeah.
All Jimmy's was done through 11. Look,
Politics, man.
Listen, man.
It's a lot of production. It's extremely a huge amount of production.
Here's a big caveat that you're forgetting, though, Ken. In all of Michael Irvin's numbers, he has a Hall of Famer throwing to him.
Mm-hmm.
You got a quarterback coming in.
Brunette.
Mark Brunette was a great quarterback, but he came to Jacksonville kind of under the same guys that Jimmy did.
Yeah, free agent, a backup guy that he wasn't a first pick of the draft like Troy Aikman.
That's right.
And now that I think about this, man, you and Fred Taylor, this is crazy. Neither one of you in the Hall of Fame.
I do like the fact that
we're hoping, doing interviews and podcasts like with you guys helps. I just want to tell you that, and I appreciate you guys for doing this because this helps more than what you know.
I'm serious. I'm a numbers guy. I never understood it. It's good to have you on because when you really take a really close look at it, I just want to say it again, y'all. 11 seasons. 4-game suspension out of 11 seasons, more receptions, more yards, more touchdowns in a shorter time frame. It seems like a no-brainer. I just don't understand. We got to do our part. I think we should really, if this conversation doesn't ignite our base in the university to really start a major, all caps, major Hall of Fame push. So that all of our 50,000 plus alum can get behind that. We need to flood the NFL, flood the Hall of Fame. You get in there, I'm going to cry with you because it's been long overdue, man. I'm serious.
What we do have, we got a secret weapon and that we haven't been utilizing it, and that's our fan base. Our fan base is something else. Them people that show up at them games ain't no joke, ain't no punk. If we can get our fan base to start screaming, Hall of Fame for Harold Jack and Jimmy Smith and others to come, then you'll see more of us get into the Hall of Fame, which they don't want. Keep in mind, they don't want that. But I got the numbers along with you guys doing what you do and our beloved fan base. They don't have a choice.
Well, I wanted to highlight this too, man. So this is show you how huge those first 3 years were. So a baseline average for rookies, and then you follow that with your second year and third year. A baseline average of receptions typically goes between 40 and 50 catches from your first, second, and third year. I'm gonna mess you up with this one.
So you saying that's what 120 catches?
No, we don't do nothing minimum. We're gonna go maximum here. I said between 40 and 50. So we're gonna say 50 catches. That's 150 catches on those first 3 years. If you take your 862 and add that 150, that puts you at 10. That puts you at 1,012 receptions.
Right.
You know where you sit in the lexicon of the top 10 receivers at that point.
Right.
Do you know where you sit?
Yeah.
You're right behind Jerry Lee Rice, man.
Yeah, and there are a lot of other, and I appreciate that. There are a lot of other categories that in the stat area that go unmentioned. I'm the first receiver, the very first receiver in the history of the NFL to catch 5 balls every game in the NFL. All 16 games. They're playing 18 now. When I was playing, it was 16. I'm the only receiver. The only receiver that has done it since me, other than me, is Antonio Brown, and he did it twice.
So
the NFL Hall of Fame voters, they don't count that neither.
Hold on. Wait.
Well, also,
Jerry Rice ain't did that.
I don't think y'all understand.
Top 7 in the whole entire league history for most receiving yards in a single game.
Hold on, bro. I don't think y'all understand what this man just said.
And actually, the one game that you had aiming to cut you off was more than Jerry Rice. So Jerry had his highest game was 289. Your highest game was 291, which happened to be against the 2000 Baltimore Ravens, which I was a big fan of. Y'all know who? That man.
I was gonna get to the Ravens later on because it's something I want to add to that. But I don't think y'all understand what he just said. The man said for 16 games, a full season, I caught 5 balls every game.
Every game.
And hold on, and you got to add, your quarterback was not a Hall of Famer.
I didn't have a Ben Roethlisberger.
Why do you feel like, Jim? Why do you feel like, I think from when we look at the story, for the average casual fan who's not paying attention and probably wasn't around, when they look at the stats, in your own words, why do you feel like you are not in the Hall of Fame right now?
Well, well, first of all, I'm extremely happy to be nominated every year, coming from how my career has gone. I'm happy to be nominated. I'll take that any day of the week because that's an accomplishment right there. Being nominated says that you deserve to be inducted. You just hadn't been inducted yet. But truth be told, there's a bottleneck, especially of wide receivers. There's a lot of. I mean, you got Torrey Holt, you got Reggie Wayne, you got Hines Ward, you got Chad Ochocinco that's not being nominated, but he's a Hall of Fame caliber receiver. You got a lot of receivers that's stuck in that bottleneck because there are a lot of us. All of us should be Hall of Famers, should be inducted. And I'm not saying that it's a slight on me. I'm not going to play the TO role right here. I'm not going to cry now. I'm real. I'm very appreciative and very happy to be nominated every single year, which keeps me in the conversation. But again, and I don't think there's any slight on me as a person or the fact that I went to Jackson State or HBCU, or like on the radio show I did this morning in Jacksonville, they're saying, "Oh, it's because you played in Jacksonville." No, it's not because I went to Jackson State or I played for an expansion team, Jacksonville Jaguars. It's just the luck of the draw. It's just the way it is. Like they were saying this morning, well, if you would have played for New York or LA, you would be in there. No. Maybe not. Yeah. I mean, that's the excuse that they want to use. They can use that, but I still feel that numbers don't lie, and them numbers not going anywhere. Numbers not going anywhere, so it's just a matter of time.
I hope they don't.
I'm not in no rush. Trust me, I enjoy being in the conversation. I enjoy having these conversations. Let's just have more of them.
So let me ask you this then. What does it mean? 2016, Jacksonville brings you back. They induct you into the Jaguar Pride. Pride of the Jaguars, Ring of Honor. And I knew that meant a lot to you. Let's talk about what that meant to you, and we'll go from there.
Man, for the owner Shad Khan to acknowledge me as one of the Mount Rushmore players in franchise history was that's bigger than being in the Hall of Fame to me, because that says that my team honors me so much that they willing to stick my name, Jimmy Smith, in the top of their stadium forever. That's like immortalization. I mean, even after I'm dead and gone, my name's still gonna be in that stadium. It's my legacy, and that means more to me right now than any Hall of Fame could ever mean. Now, I do have to say this one thing. In a few weeks, I am getting inducted into the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. So hats off to the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame for acknowledging me. Thank you in advance.
Yeah, man.
We are making progress.
We're going to be there. Some form, shape, form, fashion. We definitely, yes. One thing we've vowed to do just going forward is anything related to Jack State Sport, any type of greatness, we're going to be there. We're going to make sure some cameras are there. We're going to make sure we get that content so our fans can stay in the loop. And I think that's one of the things that has hurt us, Jimmy. We went through a tough spot. We won't mention the coach name. He come in 2003 when I'm at Jackson State, and he just basically He poured
gasoline on the regular.
No, he poured water on the fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were smoking, and
Yeah.
then he just kind of came and destroyed the tradition, lost a lot of archives.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I was upset about that because we can't go back and get none of my old game film.
Yeah, so
it's still hot about that.
Well, you can get some at the Sports Hall of Fame.
Sports Hall of Fame has some. We try to get everything that we can, but I guess the biggest thing I did want to try to, and I don't want to steal the thunder of the team, because I do want to kind of bring this thing all the way back. You had a great career. One question I do want to have for you, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this question because there has been a disconnect with the legends and the greats of Jackson State. And I want to get it from your own vantage point, just kind of what can be done from your perspective that can reignite those greats of yesteryear back within the program. It wasn't just not saying that you guys don't go to the games, not saying that because one of the things in this quest of being in the media and coming in contact with some of the players I remember watching as a kid, and it's just a disconnect. We saw Jackie Slater. Nook, remember we gave Jackie Slater the hat, and he was cool to take the J hat, but he wasn't. It was like
so many years of disconnect.
Yeah, it's just been disconnect, and I just kind of wanted to get your perspective. And it's okay if you felt that way, but I think it's good for us to. It's a healthy thing to hear it, because I think what happens is sometimes those listen. The administration today has nothing to do with the disconnect of 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So don't take it personal.
Right.
If we want to get better in this space, we have to listen and accept the reality and the harsh truths of what can we do better. And you know who can tell us that? You guys. Because you guys, go ahead. I'll shut up and let you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you brought that point up, because I often used to wonder the same thing when I was playing at Jackson State. I'm like, why doesn't Walter Payton come back? Why doesn't Jackie Slater come back? Well, you hear all these stories of the same disconnect that you guys are talking about. And I'm like, what disconnect? Well, as I graduate from Jackson State, get my degree, and go to Cowboys and get lost in pro football, I began to experience that same disconnect. Now, I was coming back, but I was coming back less and less for whatever reason. Not because I didn't want to be around Jacksonians. It was the disconnect that I was feeling from previous, like you mentioned, people who aren't here today. And it's no excuse for us as players or who's at Jackson State today. I think this thing that you guys are doing right now, talking about it and having a conversation about it, is huge. It brings guys like, I'm so happy to be doing this with you guys right now. I don't know what to do. When I got the call from Kevin Dent that he did one a week ago, I'm like, okay, I missed it. Okay, we need to get this out. Let's get it on social media and get it out that guys are feeling, how should I say it, welcomed back home. Guys don't feel welcome. And, I talk to several teammates all the time on group chat, and they would love to have the opportunity to have the same sit-down conversation that I'm having with you guys right now. They would love to have those. And I got a list of guys. And we keep doing that, you'll begin to see guys gravitate back to where they need to be.
So, Jimmy,
Kevin Dent. Excuse me. Just like when Kevin Dent called me last week. He said, hey, these guys got a podcast. They want to chat with you. I'm like, I'm on it. So, and I like what Kevin Dent has started. He's always been a leader, and I'm going to continue to work with him and get the word out about this particular platform right here to make guys feel welcome. And that's the beginning of it right there.
Hey, we gonna be talking football season right around the corner. So we're gonna be having Zoe Nook and TD. TD's out today. I know he punching the air right now because he on vacation. But check this out. When the season starts, we're gonna have post game. Monday we're gonna be recapping the previous game.
Mm-hmm.
Friday we're gonna be talking about the next game. Middle of the week, we want it. We want all the legends, man. Pull up. We want to know your take on So what we're probably going to do when the season starts is just basically we're probably not going to bring on many guests. But what we would love to do is to get those players that know the game, played at Jackson State, that watch the game, keeping up with it, to join us. Come on up here. And we want to get that thought perspective, that perspective. I think it'd be a phenomenal opportunity in whatever capacity that may be. Look, we just getting started, Jimmy. We ain't running. We ain't going nowhere.
Good.
Go ahead, Zo.
Jimmy, I want to employ you with something because I mentioned this to Ken a while back, and I had an epiphany about when Ken did the sit down, and you met Jack Slater, you gave him the hat. I had an epiphany at that moment. I told Ken, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna see if you can assist me with it, because we always talk about our 4 NFL Hall of Famers, right? And I said, with us having conversation and dialogue to try to do what we can to get you and Harold Jackson into the Hall of Fame, right? And I was like, for the life of me, you asked the question, I'm gonna ask you because I'm gonna ask everybody because we family.
Right.
I was like, what can we do? Walter Payton, God rest his soul, is off, and he's not here, but his brother's here, and I'm sure Eddie Payton got his Hall of Fame jacket. Guess what? We got 3 living Hall of Famers right now representing JSU. I would love for one of our games, preferably even the home opener, have all 4 Hall of Famers represented on the field at Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium before a game. It's never been done. I'm 45 years old. It's never happened.
It hasn't. And that's a great idea. And that's feasible to do. It's very easy to do.
And guess what? That could be the demarcation to segue from the disconnect where we reconnect.
Yes. My dad is best friends with Eddie Payton. They talk all the time. And I know Eddie would love to be on this platform also. He loves to talk a lot.
We're gonna bring him on.
Eddie is a great guy, and I'm gonna put you in touch with a lot of those guys who
thank you.
Who will make this connection. And it started with Kevin Dent. Give a thanks to him for reaching out to me, and I'm gonna continue to do the work that it takes in order to bring guys back to the table.
I told Kevin, I said, bro, listen to me. He's a humble leader. Love, bro, his wife, and just we're gonna start. We have a fundraiser for football coming up, and we put this out there. It's a good time while everybody listening. January the 11th, 2025 will be the inaugural Vicksburg fundraiser, and we're gonna Kevin's gonna help us spearhead that. I told him we want all the legends to pull up. We already got we got the city auditorium, holds 1,200. We're gonna listen. I understand Vicksburg 30-45 minutes away from Jackson.
Yes,
we're gonna do what we got to do. And it'll be right after early signing period. All the players will report. This is for football now, and we're gonna do it big. But I just wanted to say this because I understood what was happening when he got inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. I promised him. I said, listen, if I got health, strength, and God say so, I'm gonna be in Canton because I think it's important. Because the problem that I have, brother, is that there's a lot of players that put that Jack State Tiger uniform on and they don't know who the hell Jimmy Smith is. And that I have an issue with because they don't know who the Kevin Dents of the world is. Right. The Shane Boards and the Andre Lloyds and the Darren Connors and the Leon Seals and the legends of yesteryear. Correct. All they know, which I have no issue with, they know the prime, the Deion Sanders and the T.C. Taylor era. And that's great. And it ain't on, and it's not Coach Taylor is doing a phenomenal job. I love the fact that we have one of our own leading the program, and he can only do so much. But media is different now. The world is different now, and we got a task to do. It's a calling, you know what I'm saying? And as a saying, they said God don't call the equipped; He equipped the call. So we got a team, man. It's like a task force. We doing what we do. And we appreciate you coming up. We appreciate everybody's being receptive, and we just gonna keep loving on you guys, man. And y'all gotta tell us, leave y'all alone, man. We just think this is important. This is our life. We love it, and this is our mission, man. So we appreciate Austin's in the chat. ASVP, this one right here, say we want everyone to come back. He's the director of media for football at Jackson State, along with Travis Jerome, who's over sports. We got a great AD, Ashley Robinson. We got Akeem McClellan, just came back. AD Wells Kilbert. They're going to have a great rooftop event at Zaza Rooftop tomorrow night. Everybody, they almost out of seat. They almost out of tickets, but pull up, keep supporting. And listen, I say this and I shut up. We know that there was a quote at Big 12 Media Day. They asked the Baylor coach, how are y'all able to recruit so well? He said, hell, we pay the players. And that was it. That was it. And so we know that the big schools can pay more than what we can pay. We can't pay players. But what we can do is we can give them something that, I'll say this, a lot of players leave Jackson State and go to these other PWIs and they still miss the culture. This culture that we come from and that we represent and that we can't pay for this.
No.
Can't pay for
No.
it. So ask Jimmy if he still want to coach. Rich said Jimmy want to coach anyway.
I'm always willing to help out. I don't want to take a coaching job from someone who's well deserving, but anytime Coach T.C. Taylor needs me to work with them receivers or DBs, I'm there.
Absolutely. Y'all got anything?
Speaking of DBs, I just want to know something. There's a lot of great DBs and came through the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Not of the obvious. Don't say that name because I want to know somebody else. Champ Bailey or Charles Wilson? Toughest matchup.
Toughest matchup, I would have to say
against either one.
I mean, I went to work on both of them. I would have to give the nod to probably Champ Bailey.
Champ.
Whoa.
Yeah, I would have to give it to Champ. Champ's a little more tougher, a little more clingier. He can cling to you like plastic, man. It's hard to get him off you. More than Charles Wilson. So I would give the nod to Champ over Charles.
Wow. Love it, man. I love it.
And I do want to bring up, because I was going to mention this about the Baltimore Ravens. Man, quiet as it's kept, everybody knew your nickname back then was Jay Smooth. Mm-hmm. But I don't think a vast majority of the people watching knew that your claim to fame as an NFL player was your route running. And the main thing in regards to your route running was, because even before he left, right when he got relieved undisputed, man, Shannon Sharp, every time he talks about route running, he brings up Jimmy Smith.
Yeah.
When he talks about receivers, when he talks about route running in particular, they always bring up Jimmy Smith. So again, it's like, I don't think the vast majority of people really, it's almost like you were a well-known under the radar player, but you had great success. But again, if you didn't watch the game, because again, most of them probably didn't watch the Jaguars, but man, you are a world-renowned route runner. And again, you can go ahead and say you cook Charles Wilson. It's all right.
You say you gave both of them.
Yeah, I got both of them. I cooked both of them, but Champ's a little tougher. In saying that, I did hear Shannon Sharp say that about me, that I was one of the best route runners. He knows firsthand because he was on the opposing sideline in that Baltimore game when we played the world champion Baltimore Ravens, and countless times with the Denver Broncos. So he knows firsthand. Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco, is considered, to me, the best route runner in NFL history. In saying that, I remember Chad's rookie year when he was with Cincinnati, him coming up to me. We were up in Cincinnati. I remember when Chad came up to me, he had gold teeth and everything, and real ugly dude. He won't mind me saying that, but Chad,
good people.
He was like, Jimmy Smith. He said to me, Jimmy Smith, it's nice to meet you. I'm Chad Johnson. I just want to watch your highlights and watch your cut-ups. And I didn't know what he was meaning. I'm like, what do you mean you want to watch them? He said, I want to study your route running. And that let me know then that I was known for a pretty good route runner. And I took great pride in running routes, and it came from right over there on 1400 Lynch Street. That's where I mastered my craft, right at Jackson State.
And last thing, and I'll shut up, because I gotta highlight that game. That's the world champion Baltimore Ravens. Some people say the best defense ever, right? And
arguably.
And you were the only receiver to cook them.
Yeah, they had it coming.
Rotisserie style. Man, so let me ask you this. This is a question from Doc in the chat. Talk about, before we get out of here, Keenan McCardell, playing alongside Keenan McCardell. How was that? A lot of folks have mentioned your former teammate in the chat. Thoughts on your former teammate on the other side of the field?
Keenan was an excellent compliment. We complimented each other very well. He was more of an intermediate threat. He played the slot. He was able to work in between the linebackers and safeties. And I was a perimeter guy. Very seldom did I move into the slot, even though I could play the slot also. But I was more of a guy on the outside by myself. And like Chad Ochocinco said, I'm the guy who would win off the muscle. I could win off the muscle. I don't care if it's press or if it's cover four, whatever it is, I'm gonna get behind the defense. I have a knack and a way of getting behind the defense and becoming a threat.
Good deal, fellas. Y'all got anything else for Jimmy?
That's it, man.
Brother, we appreciate it, man. This has been a treat.
Well, guys, I thank you guys for having me on. This has been huge. I tell you what's going to be even bigger with the amount of followers that I have on social media. We'll start retweeting and resharing it and get it out to most of the fan base in Florida, along with our national fan base, Jackson State alums all across the country. And let's see if it does well and makes a dent.
That is, man. We definitely appreciate it. Always. Again, shout out to Big Brother Dent for connecting us, and we looking to talk to all of them, all those that you talk to. We want to talk to all of them. We want to sit them down and get their vantage point, their perspective.
Yes.
A quick word before you go on this season. We got the second season. Coach TC Taylor coming up. Finished 7-4 in his first year. Had another good, solid recruiting class. Getting ready to go. I think this team is solid. I had a chance to really take a look at them. Now, they haven't put pads on yet, but I think they got the makeup for everything they need. Thoughts on the expectation and potential outcome for the 2024 season in your mind?
Well, I don't have any. I haven't seen them either. I have seen where we are still actively recruiting, and that's a good sign to see. I see on social media where guys are transferring to Jackson State, and we're signing guys. So that's a real good sign to see that. I'm happy to see that. But I do know that the Coach Taylor will develop these guys. He has the blueprint now that we hadn't had in a lot of years. And having that blueprint is huge as far as getting these guys, along with the development that Coach Taylor would do, get these guys to the next level, and that's the NFL, because I know that's their number one goal.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate you, Jimmy. Thank you for coming on. We have a great rest of your evening, and we'll be in contact soon, brother.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man,
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right.
That was a treat, man.
Good one, man. Damn good one.
Appreciate everybody in the chat, man, for tuning in, man. We a couple of preliminaries before we get ready to get out of this thing, man. This week, next month, August 10th, we talked about this when we first got on. Hazelhurst, man, we coming down there, bringing some of the athletes down there to Monticello Street, Smooth Lounge and Grill, and we got the raffle giveaway, two season football tickets, 2 football season tickets, and parking pass. We're gonna go live down there. We got some things popping, man. And listen, go ahead and get your tickets now. Go to the Eventbrite right now. Committed the experience.eventbrite.com, man. This is a fundraiser led and hosted by Coach TC Taylor and staff. What you got, brother?
You just mentioned tickets. I'd be remiss if I don't announce this, because I have an announcement to make in regards to tickets. As of the season tickets, the last day to buy season tickets is July 31st.
Yes, sir.
I was told to give this announcement. As of August 1st, you cannot buy any season ticket of any form. So every ticket after July 31st will be $40. So guess what? There will be no youth tickets after July 31st. Every ticket, period, will be $40. So the only thing we have right now are kids getting in from a baby to, I think youth tickets are to 5 years old, I believe, or 6 years old. If those who want to get in free, I think it's months to 6 years old are youth tickets, individual games. After that, because they get in free, all tickets $40. So I was told to get an announcement today, July 31st. So get your damn tickets. Get your
Hey, listen, as hard as a ticket out, shout out to Vaughn. I wasn't able to answer the call either, man. Sorry about that. But yeah, man, I mean, they've been going hard, man. I mean, when I say hard, I mean hard. And definitely pushing for season tickets. So get your tickets, everybody. Go get your tickets. July 31st is the last day to buy season tickets. When it's over with, it's over with. Tiger Talk. We got a new show dropping soon. We actually sat down. We had a great conversation. The first show off the rip on the new channel is going to be Corey C, Zoe, and of course yours truly, Ken. We'll be talking about explaining the rebrand in the direction of the podcast. Please, everybody, before you log out of here, before y'all get rolling, go to Tiger Talk _TV, Tiger Talk TV on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. We got some dope interviews coming down the pipe. We got some great stuff coming down the pipe for you guys, man. JSU by 40, of course. Season tickets on sale. The Alumni Challenge. Check this out, man. Alumni Challenge. As of right now, the Jackson Hines chapter is whooping glutes right now. In first place, Metro Atlanta. Second place, third place, the Houston area. And you got Memphis at 4th, Byron Terry 15, Holmes County 12, Rankin County 11 season, and Madison County 9. So in the 8th spot. So what are we talking about? The Alumni Challenge. How do you join? You purchase tickets. Make sure you click the drop-down box when you purchase the tickets, and you get acknowledged, man. You get to acknowledge your chapter that you're buying a season ticket from. So let's keep that push going, going pretty strong. Don't forget tomorrow. They almost out of season ticket. They might have sold out by now. If you haven't already, look, I wish I could come, man. It's gonna be the rooftop. Shout out to Boo Rossini, man. The lovely new Zaza Rooftop Sky Lounge. I see all the photos and the videos. I'm gonna be a little jelly because I already know they're gonna be putting out pictures and videos galore. Everybody be looking good, feeling good, drinking good. Designated drive if you drink, but anyway, but enjoy yourselves, man. It's gonna be lovely, man. It's gonna be lovely. And of course, the coaches out there, man. Let's see, you got a couple of recruits. Ariana Thornton, new head trainer. Tanoa Alexson in the house. Malone, legislative committee. Nigel with the Swag Media Day. We'll be there Monday night. We're pulling up Monday night. Me, Nook, Zoe, TD won't make this one. KT Dub. We'll be there Monday night, man. So we'll pull up and I got in contact with Big John. Hey, Lawrence, if you want, we'll try to get in early evening and get some food before we do the show. Go ahead, brother.
No, because you just said his name. Listen, everybody, man. Condolences, man. The story, man. Rest in peace to his grandma. He lost his grandmother.
Oh man.
While we're here, man, I know story's probably not on here tonight, man. I actually saw it on social. Okay, man. Hey, bro, I saw your post, man. We're gonna say some prayers for you. Rest in peace to story's grandmother, man. So
hey, we'll see you in a few days, bro. Hopefully, man. Prayers with you, man. Give you a big bro hug when we see you. You know what I'm saying? Definitely looking forward to that, man. There you go, Big John. We'll see you in the ham, man. We'll get up with you as always. Hey, listen, I do want to say this, man. While we got you guys, listen. Zoe asked me, did we want to do this tonight? Listen, we got to see the link at the bottom down there. We're gonna go a little early. If you guys want to donate towards travel expenses and hotel accommodations, all that good stuff, feel free to donate. See the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, all that good stuff. So, bro, all the equipment came in. So what we did was for Tiger Talk. Anyway, you gotta watch the show. I ain't gonna steal it.
Go get early.
I ain't gonna steal it. I'm gonna leave y'all. Just go watch when they drop the show. Y'all go watch it. And it's a lot of. It's pretty dope. But we're heading out there. We're gonna go early, and we're gonna ask you guys continue to support us on this journey. And if you want to donate to the cause, feel free to click them links at the bottom. Not a link, but you know what I mean. Go ahead and go to those. Y'all know how to donate. We've been doing this forever and a day, so y'all pretty good at that. And but Monday night, y'all got anything else, man? Trying to think. I think that's about it. But listen, I'm gonna open it up real quick. See if anybody got anything y'all want to come up. Other than that, we're gonna get out your hair.
Gotta get to Birmingham. Y'all got some good women down there.
We going to work, brother.
I might be the soul
nothing to do with that.
Hey man, you been on a train for a long time.
No, I'm talking about me.
We're going to work.
I know I'm about to work. A long time, man.
We going to work. We all going to work.
Listen to me. Listen. No, and I mean that. Seriously.
The lunch breaks come with work.
But let me say this. I gotta say this. I get highly annoyed. We go for what we there for. Period. They know that. They know that. Nook know that.
I'm talking about downtime me.
Nook a little different right now. It's all good.
Look at that big John.
Look.
Time you start dating again.
Long as we get the work done, you do what you want to do. I don't care nothing about it.
Oh, the work comes first. But like it's a job. It's a job. You got a 15-minute break. You got a 30-minute break.
But no, man, ain't no monkey wrist on. That's all him. I promise you, that wasn't no code. Me and Joe ain't in that.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with them. That's me. I take all responsibility.
100% for him.
Me.
Now, I will say this though. I'm gonna go ahead and throw myself under the bus because Nook know this. Listen, when we working, I'm locked in, man. You know what I'm saying? I only like, with all due respect, I only like women around. Cause it's distraction. Stay locked in, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You locked in.
I'm just saying, like, and they know that. We Austin can tell you because it was New Orleans, wherever we go. We like, look, bro, we gotta get this work done. I don't care about all the extra stuff because I try to get everything in at the time because we already know what we know. Nook. Soon as that soft skin come around, everybody gone. Zoe ain't got to say nothing. I'm saying for her.
I'm speaking strictly for Marcus Williams.
Anyway, we good though, man. Nah, we going down. I'll give y'all the itinerary. So if you are in the area, we will be so what we'll be doing is we'll get in Monday. We gotta pick a spot, we'll set up, and then we'll grab some food and we'll knock out the show. Then swag we today the next day, and after that we out of there. So hopefully we'll see everybody down there. Dub T, man, good seeing you this week, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Glad you made it home safe, Ken.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you again, family. Hey, great show. Love Jimmy Smith. Dude deserves to be in the Hall of Fame before any receiver in this century. He should be the top receiver into the Hall of Fame before any other receiver in this century. However, I also want to say this though. We got to get this episode tonight, trending on X, so we can help guys like Jimmy Smith, Fred Taylor, and all those other Len Barney, all those other folks that are not Len Barney, but the other dude. All those folks who are not in the Hall of Fame, we got to get them in the Hall of Fame. And it's going to take a push like this. And I was glad to hear Jimmy talk about reaching out to the other alumni to help you guys, the KC media group, and hopefully get on Tiger Talk as well and just educate these younger athletes on the history of JSU. Because even though I'm not an alum, I do have some appreciation for the history and for the legacy that JSU and HBCUs have in the NFL as an NFL fan. So I think stuff like that is important, and we got to get this show trending. Harold Jackson, thank you.
There you go. Yeah, 00 Soul, man. Some folks remember Harold Jackson just as a coach. They don't understand that he was man. Not only was he a great wide receiver at Jackson State, but he had a phenomenal NFL career. And I actually had the pleasure of flying home with him. We were heading back to LAX, and we was talking about that. And he said, man, I probably get in there after I'm dead and gone, man. He said, I'll probably get that vote, that senior vote later on. They had some things working, and I'm gonna definitely look to reach out to get Harold on the show. We want Eddie Payton. I know, appreciate your brother George. We're gonna reach out to him because especially with the golf program returning, it'll be a great time to get legendary Eddie Payton back on the show, and we got a lot of stories, man, that have gotten lost. And we gonna get it. We do our part to get as much as we can back. Go ahead, Zo. You got it, bro.
No, I was gonna add, because we talk about Harold Jackson. Harold Jackson played in the 70s, and even right now he has more yards and more touchdowns than Jimmy Smith.
What are those stats?
Harold Jackson had 579 receptions, 10,372 yards, and 76 touchdowns.
Damn.
And he played in the 70s.
He was running the ball back then. What?
I'm talking about.
There wasn't a whole lot of passing going on in the 70s.
Yeah, it's 70s, 80s, and early 90s.
Dude, he got more. We talk about Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith got amazing numbers. Harold Jackson got more yards than him.
Hold on, how many he got?
I don't think he got more yards though.
He got more yards. Jimmy got 12,200.
Oh, he got 10,000
more touchdowns.
More touchdowns.
He got more touchdowns. 76.
The other thing, Jimmy Smith brought up that he had 5 catches in every game in one season. Well,
the first NFL player.
I remember him.
Damn, 76 touchdowns.
Yeah.
How many years was that, Zo?
He played 12 years.
How many receptions?
579.
Bro, he had 579 receptions. Jimmy had 862.
But again, this is in the 70s.
No. I know. I'm saying that he had 76 touchdowns on 500 something.
With 300.
That's a lot of touch, bro.
He played in 200. He played in 208 games.
Okay. Wow.
That's crazy. What Jimmy Smith didn't say, to add to what he was talking about, is that he also has used to have the NFL record of consecutive games with 5 catches. So it went beyond just one season.
Yeah. I was the
first to do it. He was the first to do it.
He was the first to do it. Antonio Brown
did it twice.
Consecutive games, Antonio Brown broke it, but Antonio Brown did 2 seasons, where Jimmy Smith did 1 season, but then he continued on in the next season. So I want to say he had I think he had 20 games or 22 games or something like that, consecutive games with 5 catches.
That was span 2 seasons, I guess.
That's insane, bro.
So that's like a season and a half.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's crazy work, man.
I think Hill can do it.
Who?
I think Tyreek Hill can do it.
Yeah, but guess what? It's even. But here's the thing: Jimmy Smith played with Fred Taylor. They weren't slinging the ball all over the field like what they do now.
Now that's why I said 70s, 80s, 90s. It was a heavy run. It didn't come to about late 99, 2000 when you had the Rams.
Yeah, on turf.
Yeah.
And you got to think, with Keenan McCardell, that team also had a phenomenal defense from 97 to 2001, 2002. They had a pretty good defense. So that was one of the most balanced teams in the AFC during that time. And to have that kind of stats during that time, that's really awesome.
You know what else? To even give that stat more credence, he only played outside. You would think it's easier for a slot receiver to get that type of, those type of numbers. He only stayed outside the numbers. He only played out wide and still caught 5 balls every game. That's crazy.
That's insane. I can't imagine any other player doing that these days. Because with all the different unders and the slots, or not the slots, but the slants, there's not many people doing what he does today.
Yeah,
that's correct.
He was known for running that bang gate too. Straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, and for you newbies to play football, go Google bang gate route. Go Google that. Google that. Because you ain't seeing it in today's NFL. Google it.
The bang gate. Whoa.
You finna get your head knocked off. You know it.
I think it's illegal now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's illegal.
That's what I'm saying.
The name bang on it is illegal. Yes, it is.
Oh man. All right, fellas. Cam, it's good to see you again, brother. I got some mail for you.
Appreciate it, man.
We
appreciate any of the support. Oh man, we appreciate it for sure, guys. Going to Hazelhurst August the 10th, man. Listen, appreciate Brother Jimmy for coming on. Great interview. We'll go ahead and get off so we can they can go ahead and start sharing this interview, and we're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling, man. Y'all, we are on the road to 6,000. So if we got any new people to the channel watching tonight, go ahead and subscribe to the platform. We're trying to hit that goal. We should hit that goal by next week sometime. It'll be a monumental spot for us, man. So we building it slowly but surely with that organic growth, and we appreciate it, man. We appreciate everybody. We want to send a huge shout out to our channel sponsors. Shout out Rex, Automasters, man. Go to www.automasters06.com or give them a call at 601-927-7794 for all of your vehicle needs and find any vehicle you're looking for, man. And I want to give a shout out to our channel sponsor, Cannon Toyota, keeping us mobile. Shout out to Billy, Clay, Greg, and the whole crew over at Cannon Toyota Vicksburg. Appreciate that support. And last but not least, we're on a mission, man. We do have a mission. We have multiple legs of what we're doing. We have media. We have NIL. We have Friends of KC-1400 Inc., which allows us to really do other things. Our mission is to provide strategic resources, financial support to Jack State community through collaborative initiatives and monetary efforts to help assist students in various different ways in which we can help them. So we're going to continue the mission. A lot of elevation coming, man, for what we're doing. We appreciate all of you guys, and we're thankful for the support. Nook, good to see you, bro. Glad everything is all as well. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate all the support. Again, we're heading to Swag Media Day. If you'd like to donate, we collected for travel expenses. If you want to support that, collect that. However y'all want to do it. And not saying it's a necessity, but we want to put that out there to solicit a little bit of support, because we are also investing in Tiger Talk right now. Just so they know, man, we coming with it, man. I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show it on here, Zo. I ain't gonna show that. Listen, bro, I'm finna go play around with that thing. That thing that came in, that thing badass, bro. But just so folks to know, man, we got
Christmas, man. It's Christmas.
New Rode microphones, man, and it's gonna allow us. And we're gonna be corded at Swag Media Day. We're gonna be corded, man, not wireless. We're gonna have them cords. But I just want to say that because this shit is expensive. I was just going to put that out there. So look, man, we ain't got no sponsors right now. We Tiger Talk TV. You know what I'm saying? We KC-1400. Look, every little bit can help. Every little bit help. Now we go on to Swag Media Day. We want to put it on something. Shout out to my boy First.
Doing me bad like that.
Hit the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, Givelify. We accept cash under the table, all that good stuff. You know, we accept handshakes.
Back on the bag.
All of it. We're gonna be there. We stayed at the hotel. We'll be there Monday night, man. Looking forward to it, man. As always, bro. Good to see you guys, man. Shout out to TD. TD, hey man, enjoy your vacation. Shout out to Miss Rochelle. We'll have her on pretty soon. Make sure you go follow her on YouTube, Miss No Gray. A lot of amazing content, mental health aspects, and she's doing her thing. She's following her life's mission. We had a conversation. Y'all, let me tell y'all something before I get out of here. This guest lineup that we got lined up, we got some heavy hitters, man, coming. So stay tuned for that. And it's going to be exciting, man. Special guest Wednesday.
We're going to surprise y'all with some of these guests.
It's going to blow their mind, bro. We got some heavy hitters, man. I'm just saying, here with us, and we're going to keep this thing rocking and rolling. And listen, next week is Swag Media Day. So what that means is we're going to be one month in a 2 week. We're gonna be a month to 2 weeks, man. Come from the season start. Look, it's almost here now. We've been waiting. It's been a tough summer, especially when you finish 7-4 after 2 Celebration Bowl trips. I got that Celebration Bowl itch. I want to go back to Atlanta.
Me too.
Well, look, I just went and saw a Celebration trophy. So
appreciate it, man. Listen, all right, everybody. We finna get ready to get up out this thing, man. See y'all, man. Appreciate the donation. We got one donation to come through. Y'all keep them coming, man. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back on Friday night. As always, y'all stay safe, man. Do y'all love. Go Tigers, baby.
Y'all love. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
What's good, Tiger Nation? Y'all know who it is. This your main man, Ken Clark, KC-1400 Media. And guess where we at, man? We at the Vet. Y'all know what it is. The historic Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium. And we're here today to talk about season tickets. Road to 10,000 season tickets. We can do it. We got the best fans in the nation. We have led in attendance for FCS for the past 6 seasons. So over 30,000 fans every home game. Why can't we get the 10,000 season tickets? All we got to do is go to www.gojsutigers.com/tickets. Also get your parking pass. Get whatever you need because we got 5 home games this season. We open up September the 7th versus Lane College, and we need you to be in the building, man. 10,000 season tickets, Jackson State University. D.I. love. Go Tigers, baby.
Tiger fans, what a great time to be a part of Jackson State Athletics. T.C. Taylor on his 2nd year. We're very excited about Coach Taylor. 10,000 season ticket holders. That's our goal for the year. With 10,000 season ticket holders, we will have more support for our student athletes, for our coaches, and also we can support our university when it comes to Jackson State University athletics. Go to JSUtigers.com. 10,000 season ticket holders is our goal. Support Jackson State University. Go Tigers. Great day to be a Tiger. JSU by 40 campaign. Coach Taylor, I was just thinking, I was sitting in my office and we were talking about Jackson State athletics, the tradition of Jackson State. You played here. What if 50,000 alums gave $40 a month for 12 months?
Man, that would be huge. That's money in the bank for athletic program.
Let's do this, Coach. I'm challenging all 50,000 alumni of Jackson State University, supporters, fans. Let's give $40 a month to JSU by 40 campaign. 12 months, 12 million. September to August, let's win championships in the classroom. Let's support Jackson State University. Let's support athletics. And let's make sure our coaches and our student athletes are successful. So again, Coach Taylor and I are challenging you, all 50,000 alums, $40 a month for 12 months to support Jackson State athletics. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Support the JSU by 40 campaign. Visit gojsutigers.com/JSU by 40.
ShotRx is bringing healthcare to you. With our mobile health team, we can come to your school, church, or business to take care of you. We offer childhood immunizations, COVID and flu vaccinations, physicals, and much more. Don't put your health off. Welcome to Care and Compassion. Welcome to ShotRx.